Good evening. Scotland's Transport Minister has told the BBC the government is considering action against employers for docking the wages of staff who couldn't make it to work because of the bad weather. It comes as the cost of the winter storm to Scotland's economy is predicted to be as high as almost £500 million. Lucy White has more.
The aftermath of a major snowstorm which kept hundreds of thousands of children off school. These families spent the day clearing snow and ice from their primary school in Glasgow.
I want to help the school and we don't want any accidents tomorrow. And I want to get in the snow before it's gone.
Good to get them back to school. It doesn't seem as though it's going to be clearing.
I really wanted to get back to school because I'm missing school so much.
Cabin fever had set in for everybody and the kids are even just wanting to get back to some normality.
The last time these pupils were in school was on Tuesday, and today they're working very hard to make sure it's business as usual tomorrow. But Scotland as a whole is counting the cost of a lot more than just lost lessons. Productivity plunged last week with thousands of Scots staying home from work, heeding Scottish Government advice not to travel during the red weather warning. The Transport Minister told Sunday Politics Scotland he'd received emails from people who faced disciplinary action or having their wages docked because they didn't make it in. He said they'd be looking at what powers they had to intervene.
Frankly, I'd be extremely disappointed if employers chose to dock wages for somebody because they couldn't travel during the red weather warning. But I don't know the legal position, Gordon, but it will clearly be part of the debrief that we have after we pass through the yellow weather warning, which is late Monday night. So talking to employers and having that dialogue with them, and of course internally looking at what powers we have is clearly part of the discussion we're going to have.
It looks like the start of the working week will be almost back to business as usual, but the final cost of the shutdown isn't yet known. One expert told us output will have dropped by at least 20% a day, costing the country hundreds of millions of pounds.
It's at least 75 million a day, and some people have said to me that my 20% estimate is too low. It should be about 50%. So if it's 50%, then you're probably talking about a few £100 million a day in lost economic output.
With a yellow warning still in place, the bad weather hasn't quite released its grip, but it could leave a lasting impression on Scotland's bank balance and its businesses. Lucy White, reporting Scotland.
And the West Coast main line between Carlisle and Glasgow has now reopened. However, there are speed restrictions in place between Carstairs South and Symington. Scotland's Brexit minister says a deal can be done with the UK government on leaving the EU. Mike Russell said agreement could be reached if the Scottish Parliament gets an official say about post-Brexit devolved powers. Meanwhile, Scottish Conservative leader Ruth Davidson said that the Scottish government was trying to ram through a Brexit alternative that may be illegal. Andrew Black reports.
In just over a year, Britain leaves Europe. The clock is ticking. The Scottish Government says it's been working to help people like farmers get ready for the post-Brexit world. But they say that work could be undone if the Scottish Parliament doesn't get a proper say in the framework being drawn up by the UK Government before new powers come to Holyrood.
They have not agreed to the word agree. The word they are using is consult. Now, you know, we've had a lot of consultation over the last 18 months. It's got us nowhere. There has to be the word agree. If that exists, if we can find a way in which the Scottish Parliament agrees to these frameworks, both the subject and the governance, then we can do a deal.
Scottish ministers reckon the UK government's dawdling on a Brexit deal. Meanwhile, SNP ministers have been criticised for rushing through their alternative to the UK Brexit bill at Holyrood amid a row over whether it's even legal.
For the first time, a Scottish government has rammed through a bill against the suggestion and the ruling of a presiding officer. That's the first precedent. And the second precedent is this is the first time that emergency legislation has been considered without unanimous agreement across the Parliament.
As the countdown to Brexit continues, both sides say they're keen to strike a deal. For the moment, it looks like they might have to agree to disagree. Andrew Black, reporting Scotland.
Scotland's former Olympic hammer thrower Chris Black has been arrested and charged in connection with alleged sexual offences. The 68-year-old was suspended from coaching by UK Athletics last year. Football, and in today's Scottish Cup quarter-final ties, Motherwell beat Hearts 2-1. Carl McHugh's shot clinched the win just before full-time. And Rangers beat Falkirk 4-1 at Ibrox. Jason Cummings scored a hat-trick with 2 goals before half-time. And the draw for the semi-finals has brought together Celtic and Rangers. Motherwell will play the winners of the replay between Kilmarnock and Aberdeen. The Manchester United midfielder Scott McTominay has decided to pledge his international future to Scotland. McTominay was born in Lancaster but qualifies for Scotland due to his Glaswegian father. Athletics now, and Laura Muir says winning 2 medals at the World Indoor Athletics Championship has given her a confidence boost. She won silver in the 1500 metres last night to add to her bronze in the 3000 metres.
The competitions are so tough. I thought if I could medal in 1, then that would be a great achievement. But to medal in the 2 and to get a silver, it's I think it's just such a confidence booster. I've been thereabouts. You know, I think I was been 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th at global championships prior to this, and it's thought it's about time I get on that podium, and I've gone and done a double here.
And fellow Scot Eilidh Doyle also earned her first individual world medal. She claimed bronze in the 400 metres. Here's Coster now with the weather.
Thanks, Suzanne. Well, it's been another cold end to the day, and we've had some further showers of some rain, sleet, but also of some snow. This was seen earlier, sent in from one of our weather watchers in Aberdeenshire, and we'll continue to see some further showers as we head through the night. We still have Met Office yellow be aware weather warnings for snow, but more so for ice as we head through the night, as any snow that has melted during the day will likely refreeze as roads dip below freezing. So some really tricky conditions on the roads, and that warning valid just before midnight tomorrow evening. But for the rest of tonight, we'll continue to see that band of rain, sleet and snow move northwards, bringing some significant snowfall over the Cairngorms and Northwest Highlands, more as rain to lower levels. And while air temperatures will rise above freezing, around 1 or 2 Celsius, roads will be below freezing, so some really tricky conditions and patches of mist and fog around as well. For tomorrow, well, there will be some further showers across the north. These will still fall as snow, but the snow level will start to rise during the day. A wider look at the rest of the UK, and we can see an area of low pressure across the southwest of England and into Wales, and this will bring some heavy rain here, and you can see the difference in the temperatures nearing double figures further south, and this will cause the risk of some significant localised flooding. For us here in Scotland, holding on to the colder temperatures, and temperatures in Shetland only 2 degrees, so snow even to lower levels here. And we'll continue with wintry conditions across Scotland as we look ahead to low pressure. That area of low pressure will move northwards and withdrawing in some less cold air, so a very gradual change to milder temperatures further south. For Scotland, around 6 or 7 by the end of the week. That's your forecast.
We'll be back just after the 10 o'clock news. Bye for now.